F-22 Raptor, the first and only fifth-generation fighter aircraft flying in the world today. Overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Mike Brown, Mary Landrieu, Don Powell.
Don Powell, Joe Biden.
David Paulison.
David Paulison, Haly Barbour.
Kathleen Blanco, Nouri Al-Malaki, Richard Lugar, Carl Levin.
Ray Nagin.
The images that were on the TV for those 12 days or so were primarily poor people. And for whatever reason, there was a slow response.
With all due respect to the mayor, and I do have a lot of respect for him, that is simply not accurate. Those are American citizens. We will respond regardless of what the race is, regardless of what the income is. We don't know what that is when we set up our stuff to respond to these types of things.
In Playboy magazine, you called that a lie, the White House message. What was the lie?
The lie was that we were ready and that everything was working as a team. Behind the scenes, it wasn't working at all. There's the email that came from a very high source in the White House that says, the president at a cabinet meeting said, thank goodness Brown's taking all the heat because it's better that he takes the heat than I do, meaning the president or Secretary Chertoff. And look, I recognize I'm a political appointee. I take the fall for the president, but I'm not going to take the fall for Secretary Chertoff.
Let me throw out some names and get your reaction. Mike Brown.
A disaster.
Mayor Nagin.
Hit and miss. I mean, he's, you know, we've all elected officials down here, we've all made mistakes, but he's not stayed focused on the job at hand. What the Mississippi folks don't quite understand is that the disaster was 6 to 7 times worse in Louisiana than Mississippi.
We are the people in Mississippi who came up with the idea that the federal government could use community development block grant money to allow us to rebuild housing. We proposed that to Congress, yet Louisiana has received more than twice as much of that money as we have.
Go, everybody, to nationaljournal.com. Read Jonathan Rausch, who went down there, one of our really superb journalists. And he talks about the bureaucratic fatigue down there that people are suffering.
It's just the expectations people have are very...
they've outpaced the possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we would love the government to be able to snap their fingers and just make it all go away as if it never happened, but it doesn't work that way.
Well, I don't know where they'd hold or not. It really doesn't matter because that whole area is in an evacuation zone, and people should evacuate if they're asked to evacuate. They should not be riding out a storm in that area inside those levees.
Well, we are as prepared as we've ever been, better prepared than we've ever been. We've learned a lot of important lessons. We are totally coordinated with our local partners and with our federal partners.
And I was mainly using the comparison of the site, and I should have probably called it an undeveloped site as of yet, but I used a term that seemed to have gotten some people upset.
I don't want to commit with a certain time or a certain period, but I want to have my best efforts to decrease this time. Could be a year or less, or a few months.
Do you support a two-state solution, Israel living alongside Palestine, or a one-state solution, no Israel, just Palestine?
Not to implement the international laws doesn't give us anybody a right to do these things, and it would not help us to reach our conclusion that what we want.
The politics of our congressional elections are leading some Democrats, but only some, to say we need a schedule or we need to leave. That's correct. But he's in a pressure situation in Connecticut, and without going into all the details of that, that's a difficulty for many Republicans.
So you think he's just playing politics?
I think that he's probably gauging carefully what the rhetoric of the situation may call for.
What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand in the South if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards?
Better than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country. My state is anything from a northeast liberal state.
We've got our... Excuse me. We've got our...
All right, take a drink of water. Hold on a second. If somebody will give you some water. And you'll catch your breath over there.
We have our crisis action team activated. All the lead agencies are well prepared.
Hold on, Governor. I want you to drink some more water, and so then you can clear your throat, and then you'll make some sense, and our viewers will be able to understand you. Have a little bit more water. We got time. If you need some more time, we can pause. Your call.
I think I'm okay.
You sure?
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
F-22 Raptor. It is stealthy, lightning fast, supremely agile, highly precise, survivable. Providing unsurpassed capability, this fifth-generation fighter aircraft, the first and only kind flying in the world today, once again providing the air power advantage. F-22 Raptor, overwhelmingly effective, defending the skies today and into the future.